Another great feature that is built inside of Photoshop is what we call the Workspace selector, which is very close to the top right here. Now the Workspace selector area allows you to change your panels according to what you're doing. Now, like I said, you can do things like image editing, vectors, motion or animation, video editing. Now, depending on what in particular you want to do, you can decide to change the workspace or the nature of the outlook of this application using the Workspace selector. Now let's quickly switch to that and see how it works. So now in the Workspace selector, you see essentials, new in CSS, painting, photography, typography, reset essentials, new workspace, and delete workspace. Now the default workspace that comes pre-installed with Photoshop is the first 5 options you see here: essentials, new in CSS, down to typography. Now the 3 things you see down here, what we are going to talk about in a very few minutes. So here are 3 workspace that is being built to Photoshop CXs, and to check how it looks like. Now if you want to do a project that has more to do with painting, when you click on the painting, you discover that the nature of our outlook, especially the panels, changes, and you see things like the brush presets here as a standalone group in this area or in this area of the panels. Now when you change back to photography, you see it changes, and when you change back to typography, it changes to different things with regards to your workspace or what you are doing currently in Photoshop. Now that is not only the limit of what you can do with your Workspace selector. Now while that loads, I'll keep telling you what you can do. Now you can also create a workspace of your own, give it a name of your choice, and you can also delete a workspace that you don't like, or one thing or the other, you might want to delete a workspace for your reasons best known to you. So now to create a workspace, you quickly, let me switch back to the essentials. Now you arrange your workspace the way you want. Now let's say I don't want this particular panel right here, so I want to close it, and I'll just close. And I don't want this panel. Now I want to also close this particular panel, and I'll just right click and close. Now let's say I also don't want the path panel, so I'll close it. And let's say I want the history panel to be here, like this, and the properties panel to be here, and let's move the styles panel to be here. Okay, now we did all this in the previous video. Now I'm trying to show you something new. Now let's say this is the arrangement I want in my own panel, and by the way, I don't want these 2 panels down here, so I'm going to close tab group, and the options, the status bar rather, steps down to fill that area. Now I might want to save this workspace because this I know is not the essential workspace. So now to save this workspace, there are one of two ways. The one of two ways you can do it is to go to the Workspace selector, click on new workspace, and you will see a dialog box prompting you to give it a name. Here I'm going to save mine with datums, and I'm going to click save. Now if you want to assign the Workspace selector with a shortcut key, a keyboard shortcut, you simply click on that and it allows you to do that. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to save this, and you see I've just created a workspace selector, sorry, a workspace, and you can find that in a list of the workspace selectors there. Now when you switch back to the essentials, you discover that the workspace does not change. Okay, now the reason is because we did all the changes in the essentials workspace, and to bring the essentials back to default, we just click on the workspace selector, and below where you see reset essentials, when you click on that, you see the essentials will quickly be reset to its default arrangement. Okay, so no matter how you change the outlook of a workspace, immediately you click on reset, your workspace becomes reset back to the way it was arranged by default. Okay, So another way to, let me quickly change one or two things here. Now pick that there, take the styles up. Now another way to save a workspace is to go to your Windows menu, and you see where you see workspace, quickly click on new workspace, and you see a dialog box appears, the initial dialog box we saw, prompting you to give your workspace a name, and immediately you name that, you can click on save, and we have our new workspace. So now we've created two workspace. Let's quickly look at how to delete a workspace, since we've looked at how to reset one. So now to delete a workspace, you select on a different workspace rather than the one you want to delete, because you cannot delete a current workspace. I repeat, you cannot delete a current workspace. So to delete a workspace, let's assume I want to delete the universal workspace. Now I'll quickly click on any of these workspaces available that is not the universal workspace. So here I clicked on essentials, and then to delete the workspace, just click on delete, and you see a dialog box, the delete workspace dialog box, prompting you of the workspace you want to delete. Now as you can see, essentials is inactive because it's the active workspace that we're working on, so you cannot delete it. No matter how you select it, it will not be active because it's the workspace we are currently using. So to delete another workspace, immediately you select, you click on delete, and it prompts you, do you want to delete the workspace universal? And immediately I say yes, you discover that our workspace universal has been deleted, and you will not see that workspace anymore unless you create it again. So another way to do that is to go to your workspace from the Windows menu and click on delete, and you have an opportunity to delete our workspace. In this case, I'm just showing you I'm not going to delete any other workspace, as I like the one I created initially. Okay, so that is how to work with your workspace. You can do whatever you want to do: arrange your workspace, delete a workspace, reset a workspace.